Hi Scorpio, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's have a look, see what the week ahead has in store for you, stingers. All right, and this week your destiny card is, that one seems to want out, the World card. This is where you master up. This is where you level up in some way, shape or form. I'm actually seeing some of you go back to work, whatever that looks like for you, whatever the you know, I don't know what the rules and regulations are where you are, but it does look like there's going to be a trickle this week. And it's interesting because this came up in the weekly general. I actually feel like this week is going to bring a trickle, as you know, this is going to be where where you pull the plug out, right? So we're going to see this sort of trickle back into where things start to slowly but surely, not necessarily pick up, but at least start to move again. Now, your World card is, yes, it's the world, the wider world stage as well, but it's also where you level up. It's where you master up. It's where you're ready for a new experience. Remember, this card is the final card in the major arcana. So this sees you mastering something. It sees you having finished or completed an experience and being ready to move on to the next thing or the next phase. So let's have a look, see what this might pertain to. What is this energy highlighting for you, my dear Scorpios? Okay, this week you get the Five of Pentacles, right? So when it comes to your money, when it comes to your finances and your materials, this is a week for you to not panic when it comes to money, when it comes to materials. For some of you, this looks like it may be the completion of a job. It looks like it might be where you decide that actually this thing that you do or this thing that you're asked to do is no longer viable. For some of you, this is about a project, and you know, the Five of Pentacles is not an easy card. It can talk about anything from being out of pocket due to, you know, an injury, right through to lack mindset and everything in between. But it falls here with the World card, right? So when it comes to work, when it comes to all of those things, it may be as well that some of you are not necessarily happy to return to work at this moment in time because you're still a bit unsure about the wider world stage or the events that are taking place on it. Your Five of Pentacles is always also a reminder. I mean, look at that. If you look behind them, there's that sanctuary and there's a light shining through. This kind of is that reminder that, you know, even in the bleakest of times, there is always help and support if you look for it. And this is the time for you to really start doing that, thinking about not necessarily even just networking. It can be a case of really speaking your truth, or, you know, speaking on whatever it is that you are holding inside. There's something that you're being asked to do or something that you're being called to do that you're not happy about. This is your time to speak up. This is your time to voice those concerns and those opinions that you might have that fly in the face of whatever it is that you're being asked to do. You are a human being, right? And ultimately you have the choice or the decision to do so. Nobody can take that away from you. If you don't want to do something and you're unhappy about what it is that you're being asked to do, speak up. This is your time. This is your moment. Okay, and then finally, for your insight card, you have the Wheel of Fortune, right? So this is great because the Wheel of Fortune always gives, it's like a moment of synchronicity. It can sometimes be luck, success and abundance for sure, but very often it sees you looking at the process or the cycles that you may be experiencing. This week it does look like you will have the opportunity to say how you feel about something. You might even be called upon to, you know, to give your unique perspective in some way, shape or form. And Scorpios always always have a unique perspective, and very often it's one contrary to what people expect to hear from or see from you. As an insight card though, it does look like the opportunity to either circumvent some experience that you're not wanting to have. It may very well be that somebody speaks up on your behalf. If it is that, it's very likely to be a boss, somebody in a position of authority, somebody that is, you know, somebody that can make the big decisions. Whoever this person is, it looks like they are speaking on your behalf. Now, this card actually represents Jupiter, that big orange dude in the middle there, you know, so fortune and all the rest of it. But interestingly enough, that Five of Pentacles and the World card, with this kind of, it almost feels to me like you're what's the word, maybe speaking out against some form of authority that you're not necessarily happy with, or something that you disagree with. It looks like your words, that, you know, when they say like your words fall on deaf ears, it's the opposite of that. It looks like your opinion is being taken into account, and since that is the case, it really is your moment to speak. Whatever it is that you have to share, or whatever it is that you would like to see or not like to see, this is really a time where you need to speak up and say so. With that said, let me know in the comments how it shapes up for you if it's not too personal. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Take care. I'll see you soon.